Welcome back to the coverage of Euros 2019, the largest ever European Championship of all time, at least in the Yu-Gi-Oh department, where we're going to get soccer very, very soon. And we're now in round number 5 with 2 accomplished players. One of them might be playing something out of the ordinary, we saw that last round, or we might just have 2 guys that are super experienced veterans of the game. You decide for yourself. We are a little bit running behind the main event, so I need to rush things up a tiny little bit. Going to start in the blue corner. We got Kristiaan Delforge from Belgium. Hey. Yeah, Belgium. People are excited about having you here. How excited are you playing in the feature match?
I'm nervous as hell.
Nervous, okay. Yeah. All right. Are you happy with how the tournament has gone so far for you?
Well, it's really weird because I never expected it to be this good or to be playing this good. Because we had our Belgian nationals, I did kind of okay. I just took pretty much the same deck. And yeah, I feel comfortable with it, and I'm really happy with the results so far.
And how did you end up at the nationals?
Just top 64.
Okay, so you made it pretty far into the tournament, so that's why you're playing it again this weekend?
Yeah.
All right, please have a seat. As I said, we're a bit out of time. You just heard from Tom Paine doing commentary of another patch. Now you're going to see Tom Paine in the feature match. Hey, how you doing? Long time no see.
Hasn't been that long, has it?
It hasn't been that long. So you are obviously used to commentating on the feature matches, and like I said, we just saw that on the stream. Now you're playing in a feature match. What's the difference?
I think it's a bit more nerve-wracking playing than it is commentating. You can't, if you make a mistake, it doesn't cost you when you're commentating.
Well, it costs you on Twitch, but...
That's true, yeah. People can be mean about you, but you don't lose the game.
That's true,
You win every game in the commentary box, right?
How are you feeling about your tournament so far?
I can't complain. It's been all right, yeah.
It's been all right. You're both on a 3-1 record, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep.
What was the loss to?
Sky Striker.
Okay, so you don't want to play against Sky Striker?
I don't mind playing against it, but I've played 2 of them, so I beat 1, lost 1. It's...
All right. See if you can bump up your ratio. Please have a seat as well. All right, so the players are basically ready. We just need to perform the die roll real quick to see who's going to be allowed to go first. Ever the gentleman. Tom's got a 2. Okay, I have a...
I think it's probably 2.
No, it's just 2. Even if it's... Wow, okay, close. Do you want to go first?
I'll start.
All right, Kristiaan wants to go first. With that, the stage has been set. Our commentary team for this round is going to be Jonathan Rogers and Marcello Barberi.
Welcome to round 5. As Oliver said, we're going to have a very good match on our hands. It is nice to see switching like these players doing commentary. I am one of them, I guess. And Tom, we also did it, and now he's playing, so...
Yeah, some of the best of them even. So it's really good.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. It's definitely different, as Tom said. And I can confirm what he said. Like, definitely playing on stage is a lot more nerve-wracking, but... you still have a very good chance. I enjoy it on my own, even doing commentary, of course, and you get to see the perspective of players and trying to get into their mind and what they're doing, but sometimes we're right, sometimes we can't be.
We're all human, so of course we'll make some mistakes every now
Absolutely. And again. But anyway, they're both experienced players. They both were very close to topping their nationals as we were discussing. Kristiaan actually managed to top, and he's bringing the same deck he did, which we can now say safely is Trickstar.
Wow, this is going to be very interesting because he has the spice. It is going to be... He's playing something very out of the ordinary, Vanity's Fiend. You don't really see too much.
Absolutely.
And I think outside of that, he's playing Torrential Tribute as well, which is also really good.
Yes, I'm very excited about seeing these kind of cards back in action. Torrential Tribute is a card that people are forgetting about. It is now at 3.
Yeah.
So I remember actually, no, I don't want to be mean to Tom, but we played last time in top 4 at the European Championship here in Utrecht 2 years ago. And I actually won the match because of Torrential. Hopefully, really he will not lose to Torrential again here.
It would be very hard to see that happening. I mean, he's playing a very resilient deck.
Yes, he's playing Thunder Dragon. No surprise. Everyone knows that Tom is crazy about combo decks. He was playing like this weird Goki Gilasaurus deck last year.
Yeah.
He's trying again to combo off. I think he can take it. He did lose the die roll.
That is very unfortunate against a matchup like Trickstar, which they can kind of draw and reincarnation you, and being that Thunder Dragon has a lower amount of Thunder monsters that he used to have anymore after after the change of this deck, since it's become more of a chaos-based deck, right?
It is definitely become a chaos deck, and chaos monsters are very weak to what? Vanity Fiend. He is maining it. I'm excited. I want to see if we can get this spicy Trickstar deck to action. Players are ready. Let's go. We are just being informed that the players actually have to switch sheets real quick, so they're just gonna take one more moment to switch, but it shouldn't be a main issue. We're gonna quickly go to the table in a few moments, but just talking again about what is going on in this matchup. As you were saying, I didn't want to spoil it yet, but Vanity Fiend is increasing.
I mean, there's some variants of the deck where I've seen sort of online or in tournaments and stuff like that, where you would actually just play something like an Instant Fusion or something like that, and you kind of just tribute your Panzer Dragon or whatever fodder type monster that you want to use to get it off, and you still do your Trickstar combos and you do your Trickstar plays, and then you set up pass turn. Your opponent can't really special summon, you draw combo them, and that's kind of the game.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's definitely a back and forth one. I think it is a good decision. We saw, for example, at Italian Nationals a couple of weeks ago, Simoncelli, who is a former world competitor from last year, playing the same strategy, and it worked out for him. He got to top 8, which is quite impressive in a big field.
Yeah, exactly. So how much players were even at the event then?
It was almost 700, which was
one of the biggest premier events in a while.
It was, even though it wasn't as good as France, because we saw France made unbelievably the biggest national ever in Europe. Yeah. We did see a few players, but let's remember that for this round we do have UK against Belgium. We have not yet seen a Belgian player on stream. Hopefully he will bring pride to his own home country. But now our player did switch tables. They are ready, so let's go to the table. Okay, nice. Let's take a look at the ends. We do not see anything too spicy, unfortunately, on Kristiaan end.
There's the standard Solemn Strikes, there's some bit of disruption. And then for Thomas Paine, he has some, pretty okay and standard danger stuff. So it's not going to be the more scary thing, depending on how, if Kristiaan is going to go instantly for the reincarnation to sort of disrupt him in early starts of the turn. Would you think that would be something you want to go for?
The thing is, he's still blind, of course. He doesn't know what Tom is playing. So it is definitely makes sense to search for it, because you have the option to go for a double Lycorus and push some damage, but it does make sense. Okay, he decides to go instead for another Light Sage.
So I guess he's going the Licorice route instead then.
He's playing it a little bit more conservatively, I guess. As a reminder, both players are X1, so it is working out for them. And
exactly. So set 1 in pass turn, so he's not, he doesn't know what deck he's going to go and be playing against. It could be a deck who would be running, Galaxy Cyclones, MSTs, Twin Twisters, all the things of the like, which have been seeing a lot of play recently.
Absolutely, and now we see that actually, luckily for Kristiaan, he didn't open the Vanity Fiend, because Tom had the only out in his main or side deck, which is the Reclusia. So.
Summon Magnus.
Yeah, the Maximus, and now he can use it to make the Magus. And it is gonna be interesting to see where Kristiaan actually decides to use the Solemn Strike. It is very difficult to find a right time, to be honest. So.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Wow, it seems like he could be a little premature here.
Standard, you don't really see Maximus being played in a variant of this type of deck, right?
Indeed. It is not as popular as other Crusader monsters, I'd say.
Like Draco and stuff like that. But yeah, it does seem to be a bit preemptively. I think he's trying to bank on the fact that he can't do anything right now, or hopefully that the stopping this special summon stop the turn.
At the same time, you can always wait for the danger and then Solemn Strike the effect of Magus. It should always work at the same, if you want to get rid of the Magus.
Depending on like what was, that's probably like the best thing. Kind of try to leave him stranded with those type of things, but right now, Thomas Paine has free reign to do what he wants now.
Yeah, the only thing that's left for Kristiaan is the Ash Blossom, which might help, but at the same time he's dealing some cheap damage here because
400 per activation.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Not the end of the world. So Jackalope is summoned, so 400 more for Nessie, so he's getting there.
Exactly. So he already drew a card, so he's going to use the search effect. Do you think it's usually better to draw and then search, or is it sort of the other way around? And why would that be?
Yeah, it's usually the case to do that. Also, like with a danger discard in an SC, unfortunately, you cannot choose the chain link because you will be forced to resolve the danger first, and then you'd have to search. So.
Okay, fair enough.
And he does get the only danger that still hasn't been used from the graveyard, so a lot of dangers right now.
So I think he can kind of resolve as a Eugen right now. But this is a bunch of incremental damage. I mean, he does have 6,000 to work with, and, you know, life points is more or less a resource. It's not...
Yes, absolutely. And the thing is... Okay, he's resolving Tsuchinaga, so he will be able to go for Saruya if he wants, as you were saying. The only thing is, are you expecting an end-shot from Kristiaan? Like, you're not seeing many responses at the moment, so...
I think you probably would want to link everything except for the Wyvern Buster, so then you can kind of still go into an LP, more or less.
Yes, it should be the case. But we did see a future match earlier today where Erikos actually got very greedy. He used all of his cards to make Saruya and got punished by a Ghost Ogre, which is...
Oof.
Yes.
Or you can chain block it. Oh, he's
Yes,
going to chain block it, actually.
He's going to chain block it, so... A little bit of a misplay here from Kristiaan, revealing that he has that...
Ash. So now Thomas can kind of free reign and just play around this for the rest of the game. I mean, not necessarily. He kind of needs to try to activate something at least.
I mean, he could have still ashed the search for the Collapse Serpent, so maybe that would have been the case, but he didn't, and now it seems like it would be too late. As you were saying, he probably has to wait for the LP, but...
And then he's going to be drawing 4 cards. That's a lot of damage still, though.
A lot of damage, so...
Okay, so he's kind of rifling out his graveyard, trying to keep track of the card effects and stuff that he's already used for his dangers this turn, trying to maintain. He's going to keep the second's life potentially. Yep, draw a bit more cards, draw into his deck. He's going to shuffle, but then he's still...
Yeah, you just want to make sure that you don't mess this up. It seems like your opponent revealed the last line of defense he has, let's say, so...
Okay, so he's going to use Reclusia to... Okay, he's going to target Reclusion, target Licorice, so he can kind of stop taking all this damage now. Now he can kind of now ash it. I think that was probably the most important thing. I think ashing this or ashing the LP probably wouldn't have made too much of a difference. He needs to ash one.
Absolutely.
And then he has Legionnaire, but I think this is also just still... You know,
yeah, he doesn't need to use the effect at the moment. No. He's just gonna probably play around something weird in his hand. And here you must be wondering if things would have gone different if he searched for Reincarnation. This is enough. Nice handshake, and Tom gets game 1.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Nice and well done. Do you think it would have made a difference if he searched the Reincarnation instead of holding the Light Sage?
I mean, you disrupt the potential turn that Thomas would be able to establish. So I guess you strike the first summon that he does. He reveals the danger. You Reincarnation the danger and hope that he doesn't have a second one in his hand to reveal. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I guess he didn't know the matchup, of course.
Yeah, true.
So maybe he was thinking that if that was Striker or Salaman, it worked out for him in previous rounds to search it,
But usually wouldn't it just been just as good? Because then he has Licorice on board. So say, for example, your opponent clears the Licorice. You already used the Reincarnation. Your opponent probably got a fresh hand out of that. You can still have the Licorice in defense to kind of, you know, stop any potential OTK.
I absolutely agree with you, so...
It's very risky.
But now we are going to look at the side decks, and Tom was surely not expecting to be playing against pure Trickstar.
No, but I think he's probably prepared for any back row oriented deck, I think.
We saw that he's siding in Gammas, which is always a fair card to use. Maybe on Droll and Lock would be the ideal situation.
Yes.
And he does play Denko, but I don't think he's putting it in. He's brave enough. He did see a Solemn Strike, so I'm surprised. And he could get punished if Kristiaan gets one of his Torrentials, because that can actually blow out Tom. You really don't expect Torrential here, so...
Exactly. I think maybe he would still probably want to bring in Edenkos for the fact that he might think that Kristiaan will be playing or beyond at least the Scythe engine, like Artifacts engine and stuff like that.
I guess, yeah.
It doesn't really stop too much because you can kind of just go the Chaos route and still get your damage that way, just like how he did game 1. We kind of needed only like one extra deck monster, and that was kind of
Yeah, indeed. And at the same time, though, just as a clarification, actually, Crusadia Reclusia
Yes.
says that it needs to be normal summon under a Link monster still to pop.
Yes.
So there are no outs to Vanity Fiend at all.
None.
In his deck. None at all. Not even one. So if we're gonna see the Vanity Fiend deck, it's gonna be like a swift game from Kristiaan.
Oh gosh, that is very okay. That's very okay. That's risky. So then we have Kristiaan's side deck. He has 3 Sphere Modes, 3 Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbits, 3 Dino Wrestler Pancatrops, 3 Artifact Lancer, and 3 Full House. What do you think of bringing in this matchup then?
I think you should be comfortable enough with what you have in your main deck, because you definitely want to side in a few more entraps. Also, something we didn't mention is that Kristiaan is also maining Super Poly.
Which is a very good out against Thunder Dragon.
It is. It is
Really
very
good,
impressive. So the only thing I would expect is siding out the Heavy Storm Duster
Yes.
for either the Lancia or the Ghost Ogre, so you have a little bit more entraps. But outside of that, we're probably gonna see more of his side decks if we go to game 3, because then the Sphere mode are really gonna come in handy.
Sure. Okay. So then, okay, not even Sphere Modes and stuff like that. So Thomas can't really even play around that. He needs to go all in to kind of, no.
Okay, let's take a look at these hands. I do see a Gamma, so that's pretty good. It is the only card decided in, and must be nice to draw it. And I see...
Draw and Lock, Vanity
Fiend is
Draw
there.
and Lock, and Reincarnation.
Wow, this hand is
crazy.
absurd.
This, oh my gosh.
This hand is Vanity Fiend plus Reincarnation draw. Wow.
Oh dear, oh dear. So I guess he goes.
Yeah, the only thing here is, here you need to get like either Carbane or Lilybell.
Yeah, I think you go Lilybell because
And
you kind of.
Do you smell something weird if you're Tom and you have Gamma? Like, that's the thing. Why would your opponent special summon Lilybell going first? I think Tom might have the read.
Oh no, no, he didn't
Oh,
see
and
it.
Tom didn't see it, and now this is game over, I think.
Oh dear, dear, dear. Oh,
I don't
dear.
think he has any out. He does not play Bigfoot in his deck.
So he's gonna be taking damage for the rest of the game, I guess. So we'll see. Draw for turn.
He had the option to Gamma the Lilybell, but he didn't even think about it. And now Reclusia, it is what he's gonna read.
It's like, okay, can this out me? Can this out something for me? Okay,
Oh, wow.
Watching my handful of monsters.
I
Can
think
I do something?
Yeah, he's gonna realize that he doesn't have any out soon. And now he's gonna get Troll Reincarnation even. Oh my god. This is gonna be brutal. Like someone call 911 or something. Like,
Oh.
yeah.
And this is also very a heads-up thing as well, guys. As well, I wonder if Thomas is gonna concede in response to the resolution of draw.
I would definitely. But he does have the
okay.
Gamma, but he can't use it. And yeah, this is game over. Swift game here from Kristiaan. Absolutely brutal. Wow.
Because this is a very cool thing with a lot of players, a lot of beginning players, or a lot of ones who wants to get in competitive environment. Oftentimes conceding when you have to, or you know, when your hand's getting banished by Reincarnation. If you're in game 2 or game 1 or something, you kind of keep information to yourself, so you don't reveal anything that you're teching,
Yeah.
you're maining, or you're playing. So this is a really good heads-up play from Thomas.
Yeah, there was no going anywhere.
No.
And as we were saying, he does not have any out to Vanity at all. So,
Yeah.
but now we might see another Swift game because Tom might resolve his combo.
Yes.
But first of all, Kristiaan is gonna have
Sphere modes, ogres. He's probably have
12 Vantrops.
like Lances, if you're feeling really cheeky, I guess.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't need the Vanty's Fiend anymore because he kind of really just wants to stop.
Yeah, I do not hate this position because he's gonna have 12 Vantrops.
Yes.
And on top of that, he has triple Pancratops and triple Sphere mode. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good one, honestly, especially Sphere mode. If Tom does not see it coming, it could be just as brutal as what we just witnessed.
Yeah.
So.
But he is a veteran of the game, so I would expect him to kind of have a read on it and try to. I mean, the Lily Bell thing can kind of be of a hindsight thing. Oh, maybe I should have responded to that, and maybe it would have saved me a bit of damage. But he, if he had a Corbin after that, he probably would have still been in the same position
so
anyway.
Let's take a look at these hands. I'm really curious to see what Kristiaan draws. Oh, unfortunately, there is only Trickstars in his hand. Damn.
And only a strike. And part of Extravagance.
I mean, Extravagance is really good, but he really needs to throw a sphere mode up top, I think.
Exactly. He'll have, potentially 3 looks at it, so we'll see if he gets it after this. So he's going to draw a 6 first turn and draw the 2 extra, so we'll see.
And at the same time now, Tom has a very good hand with a lot of danger, Sekka slide, so it seems like he's completely able to combo off, but the danger does not get sniped, so...
No. So then he'll be able to special summon, draw a card. He's trying to figure out where he wants to special summon it. I guess
shouldn't matter too much, but now he also has access to the Collapse Serpent, so very good start here from Tom.
Yes.
I think honestly it is gonna get as straightforward as is there a sphere mode on top of Kristiaan's deck.
Yep. I think after the whole combo gets resolved, so I think Marcello could probably take over and explain some of the combo extenders that you could kind of go for.
In general, absolutely. In general, like all you need is what is on Tom field at the moment.
Yes.
Any 2 monsters plus one of the baby dragons, we can call them, is a very big combo because you summon both Pisti and LP under a Link 2, and then it is the full Guard Dragon combo plus Levianeer. So it is quite impressive. Also, if you play the prize card, which Tom is playing, probably borrow it for some of his friends that won it at the playoff yesterday, he's able to do even like number 38, I guess, or any other negate. So.
Oh, this is going to be so good. So now it's going to reveal Tsuchinoko again. So that set the Riff. Levianeer.
Yeah, it's... we're gonna see if, like, Tom is not gonna get... Yeah, I was about to say, like, he can be greedy here and summon Saruyo.
No.
But, which he's gonna go for. And there is no punish, really, because his opponent does not have an end trap at the moment. So.
And I think the only thing that could kind of stop this Sayuja is maybe an impermanence to keep him from drawing some cards.
Yeah.
But then again, he'll just have his dragon combo play, so it doesn't really stop it that much.
Yeah, I'm really just thinking about the sphere mode. Oh, and we see a spell canceller as well, I believe.
So I guess he can special summon that before he summons the sea. Or does he send it back? Oh, he's going to keep it there.
I think this is quite smart from Tom. He probably saw what the typical Trickster deck looks like. I was talking about the top 8 Italian Nationals, and that deck was playing Mystic Mine.
Yeah.
So Spell Canceller is there because Tom thinks that his opponent is playing Mystic Mine, which we know is not in his deck actually. But it is an heads-up play from Tom nonetheless.
And there's a cool, interesting thing that they changed about Spell Canceller. What was it again?
What do you mean?
No, that it currently negates also spell effects.
Yes, also the spell effects, which is very brutal, honestly. So basically, when you summon it against most of the decks of the format, mainly Sky Striker and like any Mystic Mine strategy like Burn, it is just a win condition on its own. Because like the only way they have of outing it is a Pancratops if they have it in their deck, but like going first, they usually shouldn't have it. So.
I think Thomas is trying to figure out which one of the decisions lines would be best appropriate for the situation. I think he's probably considering whether or not to summon the Canceller first or to get the LP play off, because if you choose to summon the LP first, you can't summon the Canceller yet, but you might want to use a zone, or you want to give the Canceller an attack boost before you kind of keep on going your combo play.
That's the cool thing about it. If you summon it under Saruya, as you're saying, it even gets an attack boost, which is relevant a lot against some of the matchups. So.
Because then you need to commit a Corbin to get over the Canceller. Yeah,
something kind of memey that we have not seen yet, but can happen is also using the Brotor on an opponent Ayate, and he gets you the Spell Canceller because he's machine and wind, but like it's pretty much the dream, but maybe someday we'll see that. So.
Okay, so I guess they're asking him to play a bit faster, I guess.
Yeah, but honestly, looking at the clock, like there are more than 20 minutes into this round, so we had some pretty good and pretty fast game 1 and 2. So
Yeah, exactly. So this game 3 is going to be needing a lot more methodical play from both of them. And we'll see how it turns out. I think he probably could contemplate using Seconds Light to shuffle back a dead card back into his hand. Let's see. Thinking whether or not if he used any of his effects.
yeah, they're just discussing basically what happened with the dangers beforehand. Our judge just stopped them. As you can see, the clock froze,
Yep.
just because they want to make sure that they didn't mess up the dangers at the beginning of the turn.
Yeah, exactly. But what would be, seeing that we know what his hand is right now,
Yes.
right? Because his hand is more or less Thunder Dragon, Spellcaster, Black Dragon, Collapse Serpent.
Exactly.
What would be your play here? Would you want to Seconds Light first, or go into Special Summoning Thunder Dragon to get the Colossus
So-
and then setting up? Or
It is gonna depend on how he's side decked, because usually when you go to the side deck, you expect the Lancia to be very popular in this
Yes.
format.
Yeah.
So maybe you side out some of the cards that banish. One of them might be the prize card. So-
the Chaos Dragon.
Yes. So if Tom still has the prize card, he can actually go for it with this play here, and that way he has pretty much a better ending field with number 38 that can actually protect Spell Canceller from attacks, which is cute.
Exactly.
If he sided that out, I think he would just go for the Red Abyss summon from Paine, the Hieratic Link, and probably the Spell Canceller, which is still a really good opening. So it's gonna depend, as I was saying, on what is side decked. But I think we can get back to us for a couple of minutes until the situation is clear with the judges. Yes, so we're just gonna have the head judge clarify. Basically, there were a little bit of a confusion on the dangers. They're gonna check it out. Nothing too important at the moment, but we might as well just go back to us and have a nice talk.
Okay, true. So I guess they're just kind of trying to discuss like which one of the dangers that I used before. If it hit the grave, did I use the effect of that one before? And if there were multiple copies, that could result into a procedural error.
Yeah.
Which would be very unfortunate, since that would mean that Thomas would lose.
Absolutely not. Hopefully not. Instead, we wanna just focus on what happened.
Yes.
I saw that there are still a lot of national champions doing very well at this event.
Yeah.
So I took a break, of course, last round where you did commentary with Daniel, and I went around at the top tables, and I'm actually seeing quite a diverse field.
Right,
So-
the format is relatively open at the moment. It's kind of what you also said before. You just feel what we discussed before we came on air is like a lot of decks you just feel comfortable playing. Play what you like, play what you enjoy.
Absolutely.
Of course, there are going to be decks like Thunder Dragon, Sky Strikers, and Solomon Greats, the highest ones.
Yeah, it seems like it is one of the formats in the last years where you really actually can play a lot of different decks. We have seen how many there are in the breakdown from round 1. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And what do you think? First of all, I have 2 questions for you.
Yeah,
So,
sure, shoot.
What
Yeah.
would you have played for this event? And the second question is, what do you think is gonna win the event? And if they are the same, I guess.
Okay, so me, I usually love playing combo decks, just like Tom
Okay.
here. I actually played a few rounds of the main event just recently today. I played a Orcus deck that used Olion. So I use scrap recyclers and
Yeah, which we've seen more popular in the OCG, where they have, of course, the Keystone, Needle Fiber, like a lot more cards, but it's still really good here.
It's still playable here. I mean, you lose a bit of access because of Summon Sorcerers and stuff like that, but it's still relatively playable. You brick a bit more often, so introducing it with dangers and stuff like that would probably speed up the deck a bit more, loosening up a bit.
Yeah. So you were playing like Scrap Recycler as well to send it?
Yes.
It makes sense. It makes sense. And what do you think is going to win?
I think, wow, that is a very good question. I personally think how Thunder Dragon sets up their boards, it has it has so much reach against everything. I wouldn't like to pick it as a favorite, but I know for sure it's going to be top 4. I believe it's top 4.
Okay, nice.
And for you?
As a reminder, in top 4 this year, there are 3 players going to the World Championship. unless you very unlikely get to the 4th place, you're going to the World Championship.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
for me, it is also close.
Yeah.
I think I would have played either Thunder as well. I really like the deck, or maybe. I have to say, like, it will sound funny for people watching, but after I saw the second round future match with RP,
Yeah.
I think that, like, it can be very good. I don't know. I was just so shocked by the Feather Storm card. It is literally Shockmaster in 2019, so I don't know.
No, it is. You're right, because it kind of shuts off all the effect monsters the opponent controls. It gets attack points for it, and you can play stuff just like what Salamander does, like hand traps and stuff like that. And it is similarly as consistent. The only thing that kind of holds it back is its normal summon, I guess.
I'm not even gonna lie. I think, like, once I'm done with tonight, I'm gonna, like, try and build an RP deck, because I was just so shocked by it. I want to, like, try I don't know. I feel like if you have such a good win condition going first, then you can probably play, like, a lot of hand shops, so that if you lose the die roll, it's good. I don't know. I want to try it out. I'm honestly curious.
Of course.
But I think what I'm mostly just willing to see is if we're gonna see something similar to the USA, where the players that lost on Friday for the World Championship playoff still managed to go to the World Championship. It is gonna be close, I think.
Yeah, it is. I mean, a lot of them don't. The ones who won already, like Rafael, the one like Dinkabui, and some of the others, they're already in. They're already in. They got their points and they're already going. But they don't need to play this event. But you play the event for the honor.
Yeah, I mean, I also didn't need, like, 2 years ago and I still won the event.
Exactly.
So I think it is quite interesting, because, like, for me personally, it was the first event that I've played with next to no pressure, just because I was like, okay, I'm already going to the World Championship. What do I have to lose? It's like, I'm gonna play for fun, and it was great.
Yeah,
so maybe we will see. I think we had a few, like Josh Rosmano was also undefeated coming into this round, so maybe we will see. I'm pretty sure I would be surprised if we will see no one from the top 8 in the top 64. I think that would be, like, very unlikely. I would bet against that if I could. But outside of that, I really wish that at least one of the guys that didn't make it in top 8 end up in top 4. Because I think after 1 year of grinding, it is fair that they still go to the World Championship. So it would be heartbreaking, I think. Most of all for Dinka, because he's the one that yesterday lost both games for going to the World Championship. So
it's very unfortunate, but it can happen. The games usually are based on variance, of course.
Yes.
You can have some bad openers, you can make some incremental misplays, but sometimes in a large tournament scene like this, in a Premier League, those things can cost you. Those things can be very devastating.
They do, and I think his consistency throughout the season was unmatched. Like, he played 3 YCSs in a row, and he got 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, which is ridiculous.
So it's not even to say that he's a bad player. You can just have a bad beat. You can just have a bad day.
Honestly, like, the thing I was really happy when they announced the change in the World Championship.
Yeah, I love the point system.
Yes,
I love it. Yeah.
Because basically what happened to me personally was that I think in 2014, 15, like those years, I topped like 7 or 8 events in a row and like winning YCSs, but then the one European Championship, I wouldn't do that well. And I think it doesn't make sense that like an entire season just gets thrown away because of a bad performance.
Yeah, exactly. Because you invest all your time, your resources. You borrowed a whole bunch of cards from people entrusted to you to perform well. At least if you're representing people or a country or a state or whatever. Since we're a bit more nationalist over here in the EU, we like to represent our countries and stuff, and doing well for our country.
It is cool to see a lot of different countries. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of upset that there were no Italians in top 8, but it is what it is. I'm not playing, so I guess it's one less shot fired, my dear Italians. But yeah, overall, I think next year we might see something different. We don't know if they're gonna keep it the same way. We've seen different changes here and there, but overall, I'm pretty sure at least for how it looks now, the European team for the World Championship is amazing.
Yes.
We have Joshua,
stacked.
Jonas, and Rafael. Like, it's stacked. It's literally so good. But to be honest, the USA one is also pretty nice, with Jesse Cotton especially being
one
so
of the breakout
consistent.
duelists for the last few years. Top
Yeah.
consistently, doing relatively well. Usually bubbling or just making 4, just making 2nd, but he finally won a few now.
Yeah.
So he's on his way, and he also won his winning
playoff. Yeah. So it's definitely going to be a very good World Championship. I'm hoping, please, like I'm not gonna be going, of course, but please take it away from the OCG. Like I love Japanese players, but I think it is time that either a European or a American player gets it. So hopefully that will be the time.
Yeah, but could you explain as to why that can kind of be a thing? Could it be because of the ban list? Could you explain them, like, since you've been competed before?
Yes.
What's that been like for you? Because the ban list is different, right? What's that about?
It is. So basically, the ban list is usually, like, forbidden list is a mixture of the OCG and the TCG.
Yeah.
Where the worst limitation matters. So if a card is forbidden over here, then it's forbidden at the World Championship.
Okay.
And the thing is that I don't know what. Honestly, I don't think it makes logical sense that they keep winning. I'm not even gonna lie. Because I think usually, like, there are better players. Like, I think even last year, Bodan Temnik was, like, very close to actually
Really
winning. But it just keeps on happening, so I can't blame them. Like, in my case, I was also very close to getting into the finals, and sometimes it just happens. I think, it can't last forever.
No.
I want to bet that maybe this year we'll take it.
Maybe.
I'm hopefully gonna read. I have a lot of friends there competing, so I will root for them. Hopefully, it is not that far. It is in Berlin, Germany, for all people watching. So you can also go and watch. Maybe there will be some side events. We don't know yet. A lot of information about it. So
that'll be revealed more likely within a week or two after this event. So you'll have that information posted relatively
soon. You will get information. So also you will get, sometimes in Europe we did have in the past side events with like some special mats. The last year there were actually some events throughout the locals in Europe where you could win the cars, the actually promotional cars with like Dark Magician, which were very good. The Ghost Rare, because Ghost Rares are not a rarity anymore, but you could actually win them like that. And hopefully, Worlds is always Worlds, like nothing really compares to it.
No. Exactly, we were talking about the shop events. Fortunately, I was able to judge one of those smaller events and stuff, and it's really fun because you see some of the more casual players, the people who just enjoy the game and just enjoying having fun, potentially winning one of the playmats that the other competitors are getting.
Yeah.
So it's so cool to see their reactions or faces that they get one of the playmats, and one of the professional players or the people who made the time to get there earned it as well. So
it is absolutely fun, and to be honest, it is also a way to kind of meet and see your idols or whatever, your favorite players in a completely different environment. Because usually you are used to compete in like 1K or 2K people events. At the World Championship, there are roughly 30 incredible players. It is completely different. Trust me, I have been there. It's a completely different feeling, and it is a very different tournament. In the end, you only have 5 rounds, so
exactly.
It is a locals. We could say the toughest local of the year, but it is still a local. So
exactly. So some of these people who've won their regional tournaments. So.
And it's still gonna be an incredible event, and I think we have missed the European one for a while because it was supposed to be in London, then it was changed to Japan. We had 2 Japanese events in a row, but now we're finally going back to Europe. And yes, finally, it's about time. It is Germany, and we have already 2 Germans going there, so it is going to be a good one. But actually, while we're waiting for the decision from the judges, we're going to take you to Oliver for an interview with a Dragon Duel. We have a lot of champions of young age, so I'm very curious to see this. Oliver, take it down.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marcello. Still on the main event stage, there's a bit of confusion. The judges are talking to both of the players, and we can make the most of the time in between these rounds, or while the round is still underway, and have a quick interview. Here we got one of our Dragon Duel champions. And where are you from?
I am from Swansea, Wales.
All right. So, what was it like in the UK? You had a very large nationals, if I remember. What was the Dragon Duel like?
Well, it's quite quiet compared to the other competitions. And I just barely made it into the top cut, and then I was able to make a comeback.
Right. What deck did you take to the Dragon Duel Championship?
I took a True Draco deck to the Dragon
Okay.
Duel.
Why did you play True Draco? Is it your favorite deck?
Currently, True Draco is my favorite deck.
Okay. And did you like play a whole lot leading up to the tournament, or have you been playing it for years already?
I've been practicing for a few weeks at my local
Wow.
castle Games Emporium,
Okay.
and everyone there's been supporting me to help me learn how to play it.
Right. So what is the local community like? It sounds like they are all very helpful. They are giving you tips. So is that a big reason for your success?
Yes.
Okay. And what did they say after you won the Nationals and you came back to Swansea?
They were very happy for me,
Right.
and they've all been wishing me good luck.
All right. And now you're here at the European Championship, a way bigger venue with even more players. What's it like? What was your travel from the UK to Utrecht like?
Well, I found the plane ride very relaxing,
Okay.
and then I found stadium quite difficult to comprehend the amount of people,
Right.
but overall I've enjoyed it.
Okay. How many times did you get travel from the UK to another country so far?
So far, this is the first time.
Okay, so basically Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the reason why you could travel to mainland Europe. Not too bad. And are you enjoying Utrecht so far?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And you are here with your dad, if I see that correctly?
Yeah,
And he's also very supportive of you playing, or is he like, I don't know about this?
he's very supportive.
Very supportive, okay. Is he playing himself?
No.
Okay, but he's in your corner. He's got your cards and your deck boxes and everything. All right. Then how has the tournament been for you so far, the Dragon Duel European Championship?
Well, so far I haven't done too well, because I've won 2 games and lost 4.
Okay, yeah, that happens to the best of them. But we've had that in the past with other champions, that they won one event and then they go to the next level and they realize, oh, I have to get even better to compete on the higher level. Even Joshua Schmidt, like one of the best players in Europe, did not win the World Championship yet. He went there several times. So there's a very good chance that next year, if you come back to the European Championship, that you are going to do really well at that time. So that's one of the things that all of the veterans are telling me. It's not so much what you do after you win a match. It's more about after you lost the match, you have to analyze what happened, and then you can become a better player. Are you also playing True Draco in the European Championship?
I am.
You're sticking with the deck. Okay. So today it seems like it might have not been the best choice. What would you change about your deck if you could change anything right now?
Not much really.
Okay.
But I think it's got a good balance of monsters and tracks.
Okay.
And I might have added an anti-spell fragrance against Endymion.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't think I've changed much.
Yeah, for the most part, it's a pretty consistent deck. Maybe it was just the opponents that you had today. All right. Well, thank you very, very much for the short interview. We need to switch hands. There you go. Thank you very much. With that, that's it from our live casting couch that we have this weekend, where we can actually interview players. The main event, the round is still not continuing, so we're gonna throw you to commercials real quick, guys, and then as soon as we have a decision on the match that is happening, taking down in the feature match, we're gonna be back for you guys. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back with more coverage from European Championship.
Where are you? The Pharaoh's calling me. Solve the puzzle, transformate into the Duel King and teach me. Exodia, the forbidden one. It's in my possession now. The duel is done. Your wheel, don't you understand? It's not the man in the fight, it's the fight in the man. Yeah, I'm the
Duel Power. You can power up your collection with special variant artwork of every Yu-Gi-Oh! Series Ace monster on top of 6 all-foil booster packs. Duel Power. 6 packs of 5 cards per box, each box sold separately.
Muta, where are you? The pharaoh's calling me. Solve the puzzle, transformate into the Duel King and teach me. Exodia, the forbidden one. It's in my possession now. The duel is done. Yo, wheel, don't you understand? It's not the man in the fight, it's the fight in the man. Yeah, I'm the master of the duel. It's been my pleasure to meet you. Let's go! Welcome, welcome, welcome to the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! Into the world we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! Welcome, welcome, welcome to the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! Into the world we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the world of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duel. Attack from the deep. Kaiba wreaks havoc with viruses. Joey hits a streak of luck. And Mako Tsunami arrives to Speed Duel. 4 cards per pack, each pack sold separately.
Yugi Muta, where are you? The pharaoh's calling me. Solve the puzzle, transformate into the Duel King and teach me. Exodia, the forbidden one. It's in my possession now. The duel is done. Yo, wheel, don't you understand? It's not the man in the fight, it's the fight in the man. Yeah, I'm the master of the duel. It's been my pleasure to meet you. Let's go! Welcome, welcome, welcome to the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! Into the world we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! Welcome, welcome, welcome to the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! Into the world we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the world of Yu-Gi-Oh!
And we're back with round 5. So, guys, we have been sorry for waiting, but there was actually a judge call. We had an investigation about the way the cards were shuffled, but in the end, no penalty at all were giving. Luckily, we're still at the same situation where we left in game 3.
Yes.
As a reminder, we were having a match between Kristiaan and Tom.
Yep.
They were 1-1 going into game 3. So let's go back to the match and the table. Okay. So here we are. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, you want to make sure that there is nothing weird going on. There was a clarification, so luckily, as expected, nothing happened, but you want to make sure that you don't miss anything. So Tom is still able to combo off.
Yep.
If you forgot what's happening, so he went first. He has a very good hand, and his opponent doesn't have an hand trap. So
Nope.
we're still waiting on that sphere mode as a 6 card.
So basically, it's 1 out of 40 or 1 out of 42, depends on how much cards he's playing in deck. What cards is he playing?
Luckily,
He's playing 41.
the beauty of having a match on stream is that just like football, you have a VAR, you can go back and check what happened. So it was fine. You always want to be sure about these sort of things. And now he's gonna be able to continue his combos. As we were saying, you usually want to go from here into number 38, but since he has the spell canceller, that's not even a main priority. So
No, I think you could probably go into Soyuja again. Summon the Red Hot first before you go into Soyuja, and then try to combo off again.
yes, and all you need is a Saruya with at least 3 materials.
Yes.
Let's see if Tom decides to go for a bigger one. I don't think he is. Yes.
No, I think this and another level 8 will be just good enough to get off
Absolutely.
your Canceller and your Thunder Dragon play.
He still has a very good hand. He has the Levianeer, he has the Sekka, so...
He's gonna reveal something out of his hand. What it was... Okay, he's gonna send back
yes,
the Thunder Dragon.
Thunder Dragon makes sense.
And then he could summon Levianeer, and then he has a Titanic, Hot Red, and Spell Canceller.
It's a pretty good start.
It's not bad. Not bad at all.
But it is still kind of weak to Sphere mode, so...
That it is. I think he could probably just sphere everything except for Soyuja, since he doesn't really do much of anything. And you can kind of summon your Lily Bells and stuff under Soyuja, get the effect, get some attack boost and stuff, and it's kind of it.
Yeah, and as we were saying, the only card that can change this equation is really the Sphere mode, so...
Yeah. Oh, he's opting for
Okay.
Colossus. Okay, I can respect that.
I mean, the turn was a long ago. Maybe did he normal summon at all? Maybe it is possible that he can still normal summon later on. I'm not gonna pretend I remember about that. So it's
So instead of special summoning the Canceller, so then he can have protection from spell. I mean, I guess with this avenue, he has sort of the same amount of protection with an extra monster, I guess, but it still puts him in the same scenario as well. Or he didn't normal summon yet either.
I don't think he did. That's why he's going for this line instead.
Yeah.
And this is actually gonna be even more monsters than you can Sphere mode. So.
Exactly. And one of them is going to be a negation or a disruption, to say the least. Or do you do we for the link 2 here? The one that
the erratic one?
Yeah, the erratic.
It is close, honestly, like, but
so
you're still afraid of like multiple Mystic Minds, and honestly, it is not like you are afraid of Trickstar monsters at the moment. So also something cute that you could do is tribute the erratic,
and get the effect off.
Yeah, and you still get the effect.
So what would be his? What is his main deck target that he can summon up?
He could summon a Phantasme, which then can protect one of his cards, but he thinks this is enough. Is there a Sphere mode on top? Let's take a look. No, it's a drawn and lock. Way too late to the party.
But there is still a chance, sort of, maybe. Could he?
Very slim if I'm being honest. Just because the 38 can lock down the bot.
Yeah, exactly. So. And he can't search anything. And the Hot Red can negate any face-up card he wants to try to activate. So we'll see. We'll see. So effect. You can't search. So I want to draw some cards. Is that okay? No? Attempt? I mean, you could pretend that his opponent doesn't.
And he can't even use the pot.
That's main phase 1.
And Handshake comes down. Tom Paine, after a long, painful kind of match for his opponent, I'd say. He takes it. Yes. Oh, I didn't even mean to.
Yeah, pun intended.
Yeah. He does take it. So 2-1 to Tom. Congratulations to him. He will be moving on with an X1 record. Let's very quickly go back to us, because we already talked about this.
Yeah.
Yes, so we have already discussed quite a bit about how this match went.
Yes.
It was overall what kind of we expected. I think the only game that went not according to plan was game 1.
Of course not, because then, Vanity's faint, and you just kind of can't do anything.
Exactly. So the thing is, this kind of Trickster can still work wonders. Like, Vanity Fiend is basically uncontested against this kind of decks. He's showing now to his opponent that he was siding in Sphere modes, which was even one more card that completely shut down the deck. And he's still on an X2 record, so it means he will try his best to keep being alive in this event. Just as a reminder, this was round 5. We have 3 more rounds for the day, and then 3 more tomorrow with top 64. So a lot of action still. And again, congratulations to Tom for taking it. You guys, it was a blast having me and JJ here with you. But we do have Tom and Oliver ready for a small interview. So let's go back to them and keep watching.
Here we are back on the main event stage after a marathon of a match. Took very long. And it wasn't actual play time that took so long. It was an investigation that took place in the second game. Tom, we saw you being dragged away for a second. It looked more dramatic than it ended up being. Can you let us know what happened basically there?
So one of the judges who was watching thought that I'd put a card from my deck on top of my deck. Mm-hmm. So we talked to the head judge for a while, and they decided that I hadn't done this.
All right. I mean, it's all part of the game, basically. The judges need to ensure that everybody has the same chances.
It's nice to be watching.
When the judge basically told you that he wants to investigate this, were you surprised? I guess, okay, wait, the question is really dumb. Let's take it back. No, were you completely taken aback when this happened?
I honestly, I didn't know what it was for until they came and took me over. So I was a bit worried because sometimes you have... if you have like 3 dangers in hand and then you show them one and then you forget which one you showed them, then maybe you might do that. I was like, have I done that? I don't know. And then they told me that I'd maybe put this card on top, and I thought, well, so I said you'd put Eclipse Wyvern on top, and I said, well, there's no need to do that. You can just search it anyway, and I don't know.
Yeah, also Marcello heard about it, and he was also saying, you already had game in that situation.
Yeah,
it was like there was no point in doing it. Yeah. Although we did see players before, and certainly not you, don't get me wrong. We did see players before who had game, who had everything, and for some reason they're just used to committing shady plays, and then this happened. So sometimes that could be a problem. But okay, so how hard is it when you're coming back from the investigation to sit down and just like think to yourself, okay, I have to finish this now and not get nervous?
Well, I was a little bit worried because I'd activated some effects, and I was worried that I might forget or like not realize which ones I'd used beforehand or afterwards. But because they had 2 minutes where I didn't, we were just waiting. I didn't know what it was about, so I just basically planned out the rest of my turn anyway. And I realized I could, do everything I needed to do. So, I mean, it gave me a little time to worry about any outs he might have. But then, you just do the same board. It's quite good. It's pretty hard for them to beat. So, yeah.
And obviously also not an easy situation for your opponent because he also did not know what was going on. Did you talk to each other while the investigation was underway?
No, so we just had a chat like while we were waiting, and we didn't know. He said he didn't know what it was, but he also said he didn't know what all of my cards did. So
the match is now behind you. Might have been the hardest of the day. So far, so good.
In terms of the gameplay, it was like nothing really happened. I did if your turn's uninterrupted, I think you should know what to do. So, and I do know what to do pretty much if your turn's uninterrupted.
So what's it going to be like for you the rest of the tournament today? We got 3 more rounds. I guess you're first trying to catch a breath after this match, and then what's happening next?
Well, I'm going to win the next 3 rounds, I guess.
No, is it for you? Is it like 1 match at a time, or are you aiming already higher? Like how is your approach for these tournaments?
I mean, for the European Championships, I've played it a lot of times. So I mean, the far-fetched dream is to go to Worlds, but it's hard to do. So I've lost in the top cut of Euros 7 times.
Really? 7 times?
6 or 7, yeah. So yeah, for some reason Euros is the event I've had the best success at every year.
Okay, so maybe it's going to be this weekend. I mean, came out on top here, so that's a very good chance we see you coming up on top again tomorrow in the top card. So best of luck to you.
Sorry?
Would be lovely to see you again here. With that, guys, we're going to take a quick break. It's going to be a quick break because all the results of the main event have concluded, or almost all of them have concluded. And then we're going to be back for our round 6